there you have it. Just watch the season finale of Hardknocks off season with the New York Giants. Hopefully HBO decides to renew that version of Hardknocks. I find it very, very interesting, not just because it was the New York Giants, but just the whole preparation, the scouting, going through the process of the draft, evaluating players, building the board, the freaking pro day. I loved everything about it, and hopefully, they decide to do it again next year with another team, and that way I can get some type of comparison of what the New York Giants did versus what other GMs and teams do as well. But let's be honest, we didn't learn anything new, with this episode. It just covered the draft and the selections of the players. One part that I did like, when we were sitting there on the clock at 6, Joe Shane decided to let the clock wind down a little bit, see if they can get some offers. They did get one offer. I believe it was for like the 15th pick, a 4th and a 6th, and then a 2 next year. He said he didn't want to go all the way back to 15. So, and I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for that at all. Going from 6 to 15 without getting another first the following year, that's just not a good deal in my eyes either. They announced a pick from Malik Neighbors. Fantastic. Another interesting part was in round 2, they were eyeballing cornerback. And a lot of people, we've had this discussion. Cordell Flott was not, the plan for CB2 in the offseason. He was not the plan. A lot of people knew that. We knew we needed a boundary corner. They had Kool, McKinstrey out of Alabama on the list. They had Kamari Lassiter from Georgia on the list as possible prospects at 47. Both of those guys ended up going off the board right before the New York Giants pick. So it kind of sucks, me being an Alabama fan. I would have loved to see Kool, McKinstrey here with Deonte Banks teaming those two guys up. That would have been a good tandem at cornerback. But we still got the best safety in the draft, Tyler Newman. Tyler Newman, get healthy, please. Just watching that, seeing the clips, taking me back to when I was watching a lot of those games with you in Minnesota. I need you to get healthy because you do have that potential. We got to get you healthy and back on the field. Also, what's interesting is in the third round, they said that Andrew Phillips was the last cornerback on their board that they were really excited to get. The last one, he said that everybody else after that was developmental in their eyes. So they got the guy that they wanted with Andrew Phillips, knowing he was going to be a nickel corner, knowing that we had a big need for an outside corner, but they just believed in the kid so much. They loved his toughness. They loved how physical he plays. I love one of the things that he said. He said, "I'm not afraid of anybody on the field." And that's fantastic for a guy that plays the cornerback position. And you know what? You can back it up. The film backs it up. He doesn't shy away from any contact. He does not back down from any challenge. And as we've seen in the training camp, as soon as the pads came on, he started to excel. So shout out to that pick as well. They showed how excited they were for Theo Johnson, what he can bring to the table. And a lot of people, when we watched Penn State, when we knew about Theo Johnson, when we looked at these games, he was underutilized. We knew that. But with that RAS score, that 40, with that skill set, and then also his size, weight, and length, he could absolutely be a steal for the New York Giants. He is battling for that tight end 1 spot. I'm happy that he's back off of the PUP list and practicing. And it's going to be a battle between him and Bellinger. And guess what? If he's the starting tight end, again, I'm a big Bellinger fan. I feel like we cheated him last year with how he's being used, rightfully so, because the offensive line was so bad. But I like to have 2 solid tight end options, and I think we have that right now with both of those guys. Talking about Tyrone Tracy, excitement there with the loss of Saquon Barkley. You have a guy that's a playmaker who can be explosive in the run game. Fantastic pick too. We'll see what happens with that. He's having a strong strong training camp as well so far. And then the last pick was Darius Muasau. And again, You guys know how I feel about linebackers. He's very instinctual. Has a lot of snaps in college between Hawaii and also UCLA, and can be a solid player, especially starting off with special teams as well. So they just went over all the picks. You guys know these guys already. Again, nothing surprising, nothing really new. Just love seeing the team, being a fly on the wall, seeing that everything that goes on behind the scenes for the New York Giants. I thought it was exciting. I thought it was a great series. And again, hopefully HBO does it again next year with another team. So that's going to be my wrap up of the season finale of Hard Knocks. Let's get back to football. Let's get back to training camp. We got the first preseason game on Thursday. Football is back. We got the Detroit Lions on Monday in a joint practice, Monday and Tuesday with a joint practice. I can't wait for that. And I'm excited. New York Giants football is right around the corner. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And for one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.